Hare Krishna. So Krishna is describing to Arjuna that what he is going to show to Arjuna in next few moments. This is the last description that Krishna gives in Shloka number 8. Nato mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva svachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuh pashyame yogam aishwaram. Here Krishna is saying, Natu mam shakyase drashtum, but you cannot see me. You cannot see me. Tu na mam shakyase drashtum, you cannot see me. Anenaiva swachakshusha. Anena eva swachakshusha. That is, you cannot see me with your swachakshusha, your present eyes. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu, therefore I give you divine eyes. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Pashyame, again he uses the word pashyame, behold, see O Arjuna, see yogam aishwaram, my mystic opulences. So here Krishna is saying, with your present eyes you cannot see what I am going to show you. For that you need a different eyes, and that I am going to give you now. And with that eyes you will be able to see the universal form of mine. Now this verse is a bit tricky verse, and we need to understand it very, very nicely, in a nice technical way, so that we understand what is Krishna trying to tell here. So before that, now we'll see some points from the purport. A pure devotee does not like to see Krishna in any form except his form with two hands. So this is what is the fact. So devotees are interested to see that beautiful form of Krishna, the Tribhanga Swarupa, with the flute in the hand, the peacock feather on the head, Vaijayanti Mala hanging from the neck. This is what devotees like to see. They don't want to see Vishwarupa and all that. So here it is said that a devotee must see his universal form by his grace, not with the mind but with spiritual eyes. To see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna is told not to change his mind but his vision. Now here Krishna is giving vision to Arjuna. He is not changing the mind of Arjuna, but he is changing his vision. Because it is described by the acharyas that if he changes the mind of Arjuna, Arjuna will start relishing even the universal form, which is not good for a devotee. A devotee should relish the beautiful original form of Krishna with two hands. So here Krishna is giving him vision. He is changing the vision, but he is not changing the mind. And then here it is given, the universal form of Krishna is not very important. That will be very clear in subsequent verses. Yet because Arjuna wanted to see it, the Lord gives him the particular vision required to see that universal form. Now in the future verses we'll see this, especially towards the end we will understand that how the two-handed form of the Lord is much, much superior or is the origin of this universal form. Devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by the loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. Now there is a nice thing to understand here. When a devotee is new, a neophyte devotee, he is attracted by magic. He is attracted by tricks. He is attracted by the opulence of the Lord. Oh, this factor. And with time, when the devotee advances in spiritual life, when he becomes very intense in devotional service, goes to the next level in devotional service, he is not attracted by the opulence of the Lord now. He starts getting attracted by the loving characteristics, loving features of the Lord, the various loving qualities of the Lord, especially the quality of compassion, the quality of accepting anyone and everyone who comes and surrenders onto the lotus feet of Krishna, the beautiful form of Krishna which attracts millions and millions of cupids, and various other pastimes of the Lord which seemingly might be like an ordinary child doing pastimes, but a devotee gets attracted to that understanding. Same person who showed Vishwaroop is now crawling in the courtyard of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Same person who showed the Vishwaroop to Arjun, same person is stealing butter and lying there. So this sweetness, this loving features a devotee gets attracted to. In fact, if you go to Krishna Lila, we understand that the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna, the Gopas who were there, who would play with Krishna, They had so much of love for Krishna. In fact, every Brajavasi, every person in Vrindavan, they had so much of love for Krishna that love was so great, so great, so great that that love hid the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for them, Krishna was not a Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was just a child. He was Mother Yashoda. She would never see Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. She would always say, oh, he is my Kanha, oh, he is my Lala. He is my very, very dear, very loving, very much dependent boy of my own. In fact, they would be so possessive. Sometimes when the gopis would come and tell Mother Yashoda that our Kanha did this, and Mother Yashoda would be, no, not our, he's only mine. This is the possessiveness that Mother Yashoda had. Same thing with the cowherd boyfriends also, the gopas. So the gopas, they would be very much eager to play with Krishna. They would be very much eager to tease Krishna. Sometimes they would climb on Krishna, sometimes pull his hair and all that. And whenever there would be a fight between Krishna and other gopas, so Krishna would tell, you know who am I? And gopas are like, who? And Krishna would say, and the same person who killed Akka, Baka, Shaka, Taka, and the same person who killed Aghasur, Bakasur, Shakatasur, and so many other demons who came to Vrindavan. And then the gopas would be looking at them. It's not you. So Krishna would be like, who? Who then? Who then killed all of them? And the gopas would be like, see, firstly, you're getting power because you are our friend. And secondly, you are not killing. It's the pious activity of your parents that attracts the mercy of Lord Narayan, and Lord Narayan is actually manifesting in you. Avesha of Narayan comes in you, and then Narayan is doing everything. You are not doing anything. You can just steal butter. And many of the times when Krishna would kill various demons, so these gopas would go to their mothers and they would describe, you know what, Krishna killed Aghasur. And then the mothers would be like, oh, that's really amazing. And they would describe everything. And then at the end they will say, actually he killed Aghasur because he's my friend. And Krishna would relish sitting with all the gopas and having his lunch. You can just imagine, when it comes to offering bhoga to Krishna, there is a huge procedure that we follow. We make sure that the items are cooked very nicely with a pure mind, with pure ingredients, and chanting the holy names all the time. While cooking, we don't taste the food. It cannot be tasted. And then a separate plate is meant only for Krishna, and then we put that item, the food stuff, on the plate, which we call it as bhoga. And then we put tulasi on each bhoga, and then we also put water, also give water in a glass, put tulasi in that also, chant various mantras, pay obeisances, and then we ask Krishna that please accept my offering. And here what happens in Vrindavan with all the gopas, everyone is sitting with Krishna in circle. Krishna is there in the center and so many gopas, lakhs of gopas are sitting around. And all of them, they're having nice time. All of them will open their lunch box and they would place the lunch either on this big stone-like structure, or they'll place it on a big leaf and all that. No steel plates and all, and plastic and all. So all natural stuff. And then they would start eating. Now what happens is, the mood of the gopas is like, this personality, Krishna, is my friend and he should get the best of the best thing. So they will take some laddu and they'll taste and they'll be like, it's amazing, Krishna, it's amazing, open your mouth, and half-eaten laddu, they're throwing in the mouth of Krishna, and Krishna is like, hop, he takes it in the mouth. And then he's relishing, oh yes, it's amazing, I've never eaten this. Can we imagine? We eat half and then we offer it to Krishna, ringing the bell. And even Krishna does the same thing. So some gopa, say Madhumangal, he's eating a very, very nice sweet, and then he's like, amazing. And Krishna is like, what are you eating? Looks like it's very nice, very sweet. Open your mouth. And Krishna, from the mouth, he takes and eats. Now we cannot imagine all this. But all this is happening in Brajabhumi, Sri Vrindavan Dham. Why? Because there, each and every person there just has so much of love for Krishna that they forget that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So their eyes are anointed with love to such an extent that the supremacy of the Lord is not seen at all. Now, like for example, Govardhan Leela. Now what happened? In front of everyone, Krishna lifted 22, currently the Govardhan is 22 kilometers in circumference. But then at that time, it was really huge, much, much greater than what current Govardhan is. So Krishna lifted that in front of everyone on his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights without any stress, without any pain. And now it's a common sense for anyone who sees that, oh, his Supreme Personality of Godhead, he lifted entire Govardhan. But then these Gopas who were there, all his friends, and the elderly Gopas who were there, they all were thinking, oh, Krishna's hand will pain, so let's give him some support. And they would all put his stick, and then they would tell, Krishna, now you can remove your hand, we have held the Govardhan very nicely. And Krishna, just to show them, just to make them realize the opulence of his own, Krishna would just tilt Govardhan a bit and all the sticks will break. But still they will be like, Krishna will get another stick, don't worry. And then they'll put that. This is called love. This is called love for Krishna. And as we progress on the path of bhakti, the eyes will get anointed with love and we see Krishna with love. And we don't expect to see Krishna's opulences like the way here the opulence of Krishna will be displayed. But there's a very important question in this verse. See, Arjuna is standing with Krishna, or he's there, both are there on the chariot. Whom is Arjuna seeing? Arjuna is seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the two-handed form of Krishna. Such a beautiful form. The form which is the origin of everything. The form which is the origin of Vishwarup also. So now the question is that why separate eyes are needed, or it is said divine eyes. Divine eyes are needed to see Vishwarup. The topmost form, that is two-handed form, is seen by Arjuna. But now why is it that the Vishwarup, which is just a part of or an expansion of Krishna, to see that a divine eyes is needed? Actually here, there is no promotion of eyes that is happening. Actually, demotion of eyes is happening. So what is happening is, Krishna is telling Arjuna, see, you are seeing the topmost form. And what you have is love, prema for this form. And with this prema, you cannot see the opulent form. So let me give you some other set of eyes, the divine eyes or the celestial eyes by which you will be able to see my great opulence. You will be able to see the Vishwarup, which is lower than me. So in this way, this point is very important to understand that Vishwarup, which Krishna is going to reveal, that is subordinate to Krishna. And it's understood also. The Vishwarup is coming from Krishna. So if something is coming from something, so you can imagine the origin will be much greater than what is coming from the origin. So here Krishna is the topmost personality. And from him comes Vishwarup. So Vishwarup is always subordinate to Krishna. After hearing so much about Vishwarup, now it's the time to actually see what is this Vishwarup all about. Now Krishna has given the eyes to Arjuna, and along with Arjuna, we also have got the eyes. Why? Because that is given in Bhagavad Gita. So the next verse onwards, we will see the Vishwarup as described by Arjuna himself and which is relayed by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. So let's see this from the next video onwards. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna